When I thought of doing my WrestleMania 33 review video, I didn't expect it to be this hard. And I don't mean hard as in it's hard to do a review video. I mean it's hard after watching those last moments of that match and after the match was over. That was hard. Watching The Undertaker have his last match in the WWE, apparently. But based on his actions and everything after the match, it looked like it was his very last match. It was really hard. And I'm completely exhausted, by the way, too. This was 7 hours of just madness. And although I did appreciate it, I am tired. So I'm going to try to get through this review the best way as possible. Hi, I'm Gene from the BSP Wrestling Show. I do review videos. This just happens to be the review for the biggest show of the entire year for WWE. If you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe. We've been growing. We're getting close to 200 subscribers. If you guys want to like the video, put a like on it in the beginning. It'll definitely help out the channel, so I definitely appreciate that. And before I get into the review, leave down in the comment section what your favorite part of WrestleMania was and what your least favorite part of WrestleMania was, because I'm very interested to hear about that. Also, leave down in the comments what you guys thought of WrestleMania as a whole. I'll get into that in the very end. But let's start it off from the very beginning. The WrestleMania kickoff show. So we had an hour kickoff show, or like an hour pre-show, and then an hour kickoff show. So in the kickoff show, or I don't know how they did it, we had 3 kickoff matches. We had Austin Aries versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. Great way to start off WrestleMania. A great way to kick it off. We had a very technical / semi-high flying contest, but more technical than anything. They went at it in a very heated contest that saw both men get in some great offense. I love that they got the time to work. That was definitely key for this match. They had a nice little exchange on the top rope that led to Neville doing a moonsault off the top, and then he hit a missile drop kick. He got hit with a missile drop kick. Neville with them damn suplexes, just freaking vicious. He even dropped Aries like directly on his head, and it just did not look good. It looked brutal. These two were out to kill each other. Neville tried locking in the Rings of Saturn, and Aries tried locking in the Last Chancery. They kept trying to put their submissions on each other. After an exchange of a few kicks to the head, Aries hit the discus 5-arm, and Neville slid out of the ring before he could get a count. So Aries scouted the red arrow after Neville took the advantage and hit a Frankensteiner from the top rope. So that was a very nice spot. And then Aries got to the top rope and hit a 450. And I'm surprised Neville kicked out of that. I thought it was over. And then he locked in Last Chancery. And once again, I thought for sure Neville was going to have to tap out and he was going to lose his title. But Neville, being the veteran that he is and the heel that he is, he raked the eye socket that had been reconstructed. And Aries was forced to let go of the Last Chancery, letting Neville get the advantage. And he set up and he hit the red arrow to win and retain his Cruiserweight Championship. One of the top matches on this whole show, kickoff or, main show. This was definitely a great way to kick off the show and a very good match. And up to this point, I was perfect on my predictions. And then we took a dip. We took a dip. We got the André the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And in my opinion, do away with this. There's no point anymore. At this point, the whole thing's a joke. It was a damn clusterfuck. It was like 50 dudes in the ring. Braun Strowman started off eliminating Big Show. And then everyone else eliminated Strowman like 2 minutes into this thing. And I'm just like, what was the point of putting Braun Strowman in this match? Just to have him eliminated no less than 2 minutes after the match started. That didn't make sense. The last few people, we had Killer Dane from NXT Insanity, Juice Mahal, and freaking Mojo Rawley were going at it. Sami Zayn, of course, wasn't in the Final Four like I predicted he would be. So that wasn't good. Then we had Gronkowski from the New England Patriots on the outside of the ring, front row, set up for this spot where Jinder Mahal went out the ring after fighting with Mojo to get in his face. He threw a cup at him, which I think he was supposed to throw the water on him. He failed, threw the cup at him. Gronk hopped over the barricade, and then the security attacked him like she didn't know what was going on, because obviously she didn't know what was going on. She completely attacked Gronk like he was just trying to cause some harm, and like he wasn't a part of the storyline. The referees had to get her off of him so he could get in the ring. He gets in the ring, runs over Juice Mahal, and then Mojo picked up Dane and eliminated him. Then he and Mahal had an exchange, and you already knew who was going to win, leading up to Mahal being on the apron and Mojo just running into him, knocking him off the apron, winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And after the match, he and Gronk celebrated in the ring. I thought this could have been the perfect spot for Braun Strowman to win. He needed some type of momentum after the last few weeks he's been having. Not saying he's had terrible weeks, but after all the momentum that they had for him, just for him to now come back and do nothing in this battle royal. He eliminated a few people who were not that big. So, he eliminated Big Show, but who cares about Big Show? That wasn't that impressive. He's already beat him in a one-on-one match, so that really didn't do anything. And he didn't win the match like I wanted him to. Instead, we give it to Mojo Rawley. Why? Is it because Zack Ryder got hurt? Is that why we're giving him a petty win? Because Zack Ryder got hurt? That's what it seems like to me. So that we can just do away with this battle royal. The Intercontinental Championship got switched to the pre-show instead of the SmackDown Women's Championship match that was supposed to be on the pre-show. But everybody was outraged about it. It winded up not mattering with either match, to be honest. Both matches weren't really that great. The Dean and Corbin match was alright. It was solid, but man, I feel like this was just a regular SmackDown Live match. And the fact that it didn't have a stipulation, it kind of hurt this match a little bit. It was highly competitive, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was Corbin's time to win this match, and Dean retain his title. Another mistake. I don't see why he kept the belt. I feel like he's not doing a lot for the Intercontinental Championship right now, and Corbin could have benefited from winning on that stage, especially coming off of 1 year after winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, will he eventually get it? Yeah, probably. Maybe even tomorrow or Tuesday on SmackDown. He'll probably get the title then. But at the same time, why not give it to him at WrestleMania on the biggest stage so people can know his name? So it could be on a huge platform where everybody's watching. It would have meant a whole lot more. But Dean Ambrose retained the title. Overall, the pre-show was very weird. Neville and Aries had a very good match, but that Battle Royal was terrible. Strowman didn't have a good showing at all. Zayn isn't going to win ever. And Mojo used the New England Patriot to cheat to win. And he's a babyface. And then we got Dean and Corbin on the pre-show. And I feel like the only reason that Dean won is because it was on the pre-show. I don't remember titles ever changing hands on the pre-show. So that was probably the reason why that went down the way it did. So now we're moving on to the main card. So New Day kicked off WrestleMania. They came down with this Final Fantasy look or whatever. They had the New Day Pops card. I was a little disappointed because they didn't do anything with the ice cream. So I guess that's not going to happen. After all that build for that, just to not do anything with the cart was kind of lackluster a little bit. I mean, they were entertaining. They were good hosts, you know. We saw them when we needed to see them. That was fine. But they were just coming out, just getting everybody hyped up to start up WrestleMania, and Big E made a penis joke. So yeah, that was that. The first match we got was Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. I knew this was going to be an incredible match. A lot of people didn't think Shane could wrestle, but he did great in this match. And not only were they wrestling, but they were throwing hands with each other. Shane's quick jabs looked short but effective. So getting into the match, AJ slid out of the ring and sent Shane flying over the announce table. He kicked him, and Shane sold it perfectly. Flew over the announce table. The punches and kicks they threw, they looked like they were real and like they were really trying to hurt each other. AJ started to take over a little bit and set up for the phenomenal forearm early on, but Shane knew what was coming and ran to the ropes and knocked him off. Shane came back with those jabs and that shuffle that he does while AJ was dazed and confused. And then after a running elbow off the ropes, he hit the angle slam, paying homage to Kurt Angle. More back and forth led to the calf crusher that AJ put on to Shane. Shane fought out of it into a rear naked choke that led to an armbar, which led to a modified version of the Rings of Saturn. They were putting on a wrestling clinic, and it was very enjoyable. AJ went for a 450 from the apron, and then Shane caught him into the triangle chokehold. AJ lifted him up, hit him with the Styles Clash. Well, he only hooked one arm, and Shane landed on his shoulder. It looked pretty awkward, but I guess Shane was okay because he kicked out. As they were fighting in the corner, Styles went for an enziguri, but the referee got hit instead. Then AJ scrolled to the outside after hitting Shane with a Pele kick to grab a garbage can from under the ring because the ref was out. He couldn't get disqualified. He held it up to Shane in the corner, setting up for the coast to coast, but as he jumped, Shane popped up and smacked him with the trash can. Then he set up AJ in the corner for the same thing, and this time coast to coast was connected on. And as he went to pin AJ, the referee came back to life or whatever, because he looked like he died. The trainers were even looking at him. I don't know if that was just selling or he was literally, shook up. But after that, AJ kicked out. Shane went to the outside, started taking apart one of the announce tables, and he dragged AJ out of the ring, set him up just the same way he did on SmackDown Live like 2 weeks ago. And you knew he wasn't going to hit it, but he went for it anyway. He missed big time. As AJ rolled out of the way, Shane went through the announce table. And he landed on the back part of it too, so he flew. AJ got him back into the ring, went for the phenomenal forearm. Shane countered with a float over DDT, and he hit it. And then he went to the top rope to attempt the damn shooting star press, and AJ got out of the way. Good thing he didn't kill himself like Brock Lesnar did against Kurt Angle. He missed, but he didn't hurt himself doing so. And this time AJ was able to connect with the phenomenal forearm, which was very vicious, and he picked up the victory. And he was able to beat the SmackDown Live commissioner, Shane McMahon, in a hell of a wrestling match. I appreciated both of these guys for this match. Phenomenal opening match, and Shane proving once again the lengths he will go to win a match. This was just incredible. And trying to follow that matchup was the United States Championship match between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Owens was being disrespectful during this match, of course. He had his beef with Chris Jericho because he felt like Jericho, took his title away, his Universal title. So he's out to take his title back and so much more. He had the advantage for the better part of the match. Jericho did a good job selling for him. And at the same time, he was throwing his offense at him. He was shouting insults as well. Jericho finally was able to take advantage with a Hurricane Rana off the top rope and went for a Lion Salt. He got countered. Owens went for a Frog Splash off the top rope, missed. Jericho went for another Lion Salt, missed again. Owens attempted a Swanton Bomb that got countered as well. This started to turn into a damn counter fest, to be honest. Jericho finally connected with the Lion Salt, but only got a 2 count after countering the pop-up powerbomb. Like I said, started to turn into a counter fest. After an exchange with Owens, Owens was able to catch him in the walls of Jericho. Yes, he put Jericho into his own move. Jericho countered the cannonball that Owens threw at him and caught him in the walls of Jericho. Owens was trying to fight out of it and literally got a finger on the rope. This is what happened. Owens got out of that and went for a pop-up powerbomb. Jericho countered it into a smooth code breaker. That's when he went to pin him, and Owens put a single finger on the rope to break the pinfall. They fought on the outside a little bit, and then Owens picked him up and powerbombed him on the ring apron. Rolled Jericho back into the ring, and we have a brand new United States champion. Owens did exactly what he said he was going to do. I did like this match. It wasn't as good as AJ and Shane's match was, but it was pretty good. It was a really, really good match, so I do appreciate that, especially with all the build it had. I feel like they probably could have let them go on a little bit longer. I feel like WrestleMania had an extra hour added to it, to be honest, because I thought it was supposed to go off at 11, but that wasn't the case. But I'm not complaining. But yeah, a very good match. Then we take another dip. The Raw Women's Championship match. It disappointed me. I didn't think they were going to disappoint me. I thought they were going to come out and have a hell of a match, but they didn't. They just tried to recreate what happened last year, just with Nia Jax included. So, of course, Nia looked dominant, as she's supposed to look, and the task of getting control of her while she's tearing up everybody is just a daunting task they all had to endure. She was kicking all of their asses and looked really, really impressive. They literally had to triple team her and surround her like a pack of wolves to get her on the mat. Charlotte kicked her in the face, and Bayley and Sasha double suplexed her. They found a way to get a triple powerbomb off from the top rope, or like the middle rope or whatever, as Nia tried to do like a Samoan splash like Rikishi used to do. They triple powerbombed her, and then they all got on top to pin her. It took 3 of them to freaking pin her, and they got her out of the match. So now it was a triple threat match. They all fought into that spot that saw Charlotte do not only a moonsault, but a corkscrew moonsault to the outside. That was the best part of this match, but it wasn't as good as the triple threat match between her, Becky, and Sasha last year. Her and Sasha had a nice little exchange. They went at it for a little bit. Sasha countered the natural selection into a bank statement, but Charlotte fought out of that. They were fighting a little bit more, and Sasha hit the double knees from the top rope, which led to another spot where Sasha rolled her up and Charlotte pushed her off of her into an exposed turnbuckle that Charlotte exposed a little bit earlier in the matchup. I guess the referee didn't happen to see. He didn't get knocked out or anything. They were fighting a little bit more. Sasha, I believe, was fighting with Bayley a little bit or something like that. They fought for a minute. Oh no, after Sasha got hit with the exposed turnbuckle, she was gone. That was 2 gone. So now it's a one-on-one match. Just Charlotte and Bayley. They fought for a minute. Charlotte got into the figure 4. She started working on her knee a little bit, because I guess Bayley's knee was getting hurt. But she didn't work it over for that long. She tried to get her into the figure 8, couldn't lock it in. And then she hung up Bayley like in the tree of woe in one of the corners. Started working on her knee again from the top rope. But Bayley flipped her over her, and she landed on the ground. Like a big body drop or something like that. Back body drop, something like that. But Bayley was still stuck on the top rope. She adjusted herself. As Charlotte tried to run into her, she lifted up. Charlotte ran into that same turnbuckle, even though the pad was back on it at that time. Kind of didn't make sense. And then Bayley hit the Macho Man elbow from the top rope to retain her Women's Championship. Now, I predicted her to retain her title, and this match was very, very disappointing. It was also quick. I felt like they could have went longer. They could have told a way better story. They could have did a whole lot more, but it didn't happen. It was very uneventful, to be honest. The spots we got was that triple power bomb and that corkscrew moonsault that Charlotte did. That was pretty much it. But Nia and Sasha were out of the match in like the first 3 minutes, so it kind of took away from it a little bit. I felt like they could have did a whole lot more. They could have put over Nia's dominance a whole lot more, and could have did a ton of other things with this match. But that's okay, because not only did we get this downer of a match, but the next match, the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match. Enzo and Cass versus Anderson and Gallows versus Cesaro and Sheamus. So all 3 of these teams get into the ring, and the bell's about to ring. But the New Day come out. They interrupt it. They said they've just received word that this ladder match is now a fatal 4-way ladder match, and there's one more team involved in the match. I got goosebumps immediately. I put on Twitter that if the Hardy Boys show up to WrestleMania, I was going to tope suicida my damn self out my window, which is on the 2nd floor of my house, into the damn swimming pool. I was so close to doing that, you guys don't even know. The freaking Hardy Boys are in the WWE again. I went crazy. All I know is when they came out, there's just delete chants everywhere, Brother Nero chants. They came out to Jeff Hardy's old music. Holy crap, the pop of the freaking night went to them. It was it. Every other team was heel. The Hardys were face. I just appreciated the match for what it was. To be honest, I really stopped taking notes. We did get a bunch of good spots, Big Cass was kicking everybody. We had one instance where Cesaro was swinging somebody and Sheamus was hitting the 10 beats of the Baron. But look, man, I was focused on the Hardys, okay? That's all I was paying attention to. Jeff Hardy freaking killed himself. Cesaro and Sheamus winded up on these 2 ladders that were perched between the ring apron, the inner part of the ring, or the apron part of the ring, and the barricade. It was 2 of them there. Now, if you guys remember, like, WrestleMania 23, when Jeff Hardy jumped off that 20-foot ladder onto Edge, it was set up just like that, but it was 2 of them this time. So all I know is Matt Hardy, like, hit a twist of fate off the ladder, I think, to Carl Anderson from the top of the ladder. And then I see Jeff Hardy setting up a 20-foot ladder on the outside of the ring. He swanton bombs Cesaro through one, and Sheamus caught his legs or whatever. That ladder didn't break, but Sheamus felt the effects of that. So Jeff Hardy died, and then in the ring, we have Matt Hardy climb the freaking ladder, and we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. So we know where they're going, and not only are they going to be on Raw tomorrow, but they're the new freaking Tag Team Champions. I cannot explain how happy I was. Did I feel sorry for the teams? Yes, because I thought this was Enzo and Cass's time to get the titles. But screw all that. The Hardys are here. The tag team division on Raw just got 10 times better. And this could only mean better things for all of the teams involved. And tomorrow is Raw after Mania, so you know it's going to be crazy. The delete chants are going to reign throughout that building. It's going to be incredible. And the Hardys are continuing their expedition of gold because they have shown back up into the WWE. TNA, you're done. Rest in freaking peace. Not only do they get to use their broken gimmick, but they're back in WWE. They had a kick-ass match with the Bucks of Youth last night in Ring of Honor, dropped the titles, and now they're in the WWE, and they're the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. You can't beat that, TNA. You're done for. You might as well just close up shop, and it was in Orlando, right where TNA is stationed out of. So that's just another shot to TNA. Like, you're screwed. There's nothing you're going to do. Nothing. There's nothing. This is freaking great. I'm so happy the Hardys are back in the WWE. Oh my God, this is a WrestleMania moment that you will never forget. Speaking of WrestleMania moments, we get John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Mixed tag team match. The crowd was very, very, very anti-Cena and pro-Miz. They were so pro-Miz, The Miz was actually feeding into them like he was the face. Everything he did to Cena, they loved. Absolutely loved. Kept kicking him in the face. They were like, one more time. He was listening to him like, oh, you want one more? Okay, I'll give you one more. Boom, one more time. He just kept doing that. When he was hitting Daniel Bryan's moves, they gave him the yes chant. The Miz was freaking over. The Miz was over. I would like to say he was getting good heat, on Cena, but the crowd loved it. Cena was the one catching heat. Maurice stopped Cena from tagging in Nikki Bella at one point until The Miz got too cocky and tried to taunt Nikki Bella. That didn't really work out for him. Nikki Bella slapped him. Miz went to the outside. Cena tagged in her. So that means Maurice came into the match. And that's when I kind of didn't like the ending because they pretty much just did 5-knuckle shuffle. And then Rack Attack 2.0 for Nikki Bella. AA for John Cena for the win. And they beat Miz and Maurice. That freaking kills some of their momentum, to be honest. Like, anybody who knows me knows I'm a John Cena fan. And if you guys didn't know, well, now you know now. I'm a John Cena fan. And this, I don't know if I agree with it. Especially after what happened after the match. I pitched the idea The Miz could win this match. Finally overcome Cena on something. Finally get one up on Cena. And Cena still steals the spotlight by doing what he did. He proposed to Nikki Bella after the match. Legit proposal. Had a ring and everything. After all the jokes and stuff that they told on that Total Bellas bullshit and all that other stuff, Cena actually got down on one knee and told Nikki Bella that he asked her when she was going into surgery one question that he would never bring up until the time was right, and that question was, did you know I'm going to marry you one day? And he said the time is right, the time is now, got down on one knee, gave her a beautiful ring, had a great feel-good moment, and everything. And that was great. I feel like that was cool. That was a nice moment. He proposed, something he was very much against. I don't know if it's legit real proposal, like real life shoot proposal, but hey, it got a pop from the crowd. I just don't like the fact that The Miz and Maurice lost all that momentum that they spent time building up. I mean, the match wasn't that great either, really. It was kind of lackluster. I felt like they could have did a whole lot more. But that's what we got. So that's what we gotta just review. So next match we get is an unsanctioned match. Triple H versus Seth Rollins. First of all, let's talk about these entrances because they were so great I just can't ignore them. Triple H came out and had a damn police motorcade. A motorcade. And he was on a motorcycle with Steph. And they all went to the ring. The police escorted them there. They drove around the ring and they left. And Triple H had his bike parked right near the entrance ramp. I guess they, of course, took it away afterwards or whatever. But it was freaking awesome. He had Stephanie riding on the back. She was looking damn fine. Oh my God, Stephanie, what are you doing? Whew, Triple H got him a lucky one. But Seth Rollins came out. He had a freaking torch that was on fire. And when he pressed it to the ground, it lit up the freaking LEDs, and the fire headed to the ring and lit all the LEDs and stuff that surrounded the ring on fire as well. As he walked to the ring, he had this like badass Zelda uniform on. It was like gold. It had the Zelda shield on it and everything. That was pretty cool. Match immediately went to the outside of the ring and into the crowd. It didn't fight there long. Got back. They were still fighting on the outside. Went to one of the announce tables. Triple H DDT'd him onto it. Then he grabbed a chair, banged it on his injured knee. Triple H went to work on his knee, of course, because that was the focal point of this whole thing. Every time Seth tried to do a move, his knee would give out, or Triple H would attack his knee. He was finally able to deliver a buckle bomb, and he climbed the turnbuckle post as Triple H slid to the outside and hit a crossbody on him to the outside of the ring. Seth continued the attack on the outside, grabbing a few chairs and even set up a table on the outside. Got into the ring, hit a frog splash, and didn't get a 3 count off of that. They fought some more. Seth hit a superplex into a Falcon Arrow from the top rope. Triple H regained the advantage and put Seth into that reverse figure 4 leg lock on his injured knee. They fought to the outside of the ring, and he put him in the same submission as well. And it was unsanctioned, so anything pretty much went. Seth started grabbing things from under the ring, tried to throw chairs at him and stuff, until he picked up a sledgehammer and kind of tossed it right to the side of Triple H. He was just trying to get him off of him. Triple H broke the hold and picked up the sledgehammer that Seth threw to him. Triple H tried to hit him, I guess, or whatever, and Seth was trying to keep up with his offense, and he was trying to stop him so that he couldn't use it. And then Seth used it and tried to use it on Triple H, but he was too close to the apron, and Stephanie sneakily grabbed onto the sledgehammer before he could hit Triple H with it. So after that, he turned around, got pedigreed, and Seth kicked out at 2. They got on the top rope again. Triple H tried to pedigree this man from the top rope, but Seth instead countered him, threw him down to the ground, or flipped him over top of him, and then he hit the damn Phoenix Splash, and that was crazy. Risky because of what his knee is doing right now, but it was definitely a crazy move. Triple H kicked out of that, of course. Seth got him up for the pedigree. Triple H countered into his own pedigree, but Seth countered that pedigree and went for another pedigree. Triple H countered that. Seth flipped out of it. Triple H countered Seth's pedigree again. They kept countering pedigrees. It was hard to keep up with. And Triple H just said screw it and went for his knee again. So his knee buckled. And as he was getting up to hit Seth with the sledgehammer again, Stephanie was on the apron because she was trying to help or whatever. And because Seth had his back turned to her. So Triple H ran at him. He moved out the way. And Triple H almost hit Steph. But he was just like, whoa, almost hit you. Let me be careful. He turned around, got super kicked, and that's when Stephanie went through the table. She got pushed off the apron, went right through the table. No more Stephanie. Triple H turned around. Seth finally delivered the pedigree on him and pinned him with his own finishing move. I thought it was a good match, but this was not an unsanctioned match. It really wasn't. It kind of didn't deliver on that type because of the match type itself. It didn't deliver from that standpoint, but it wasn't alright. It was like a no holds barred match pretty much, but it didn't need to be unsanctioned. Triple H didn't do that much damage to his knee for him to have to sign this unsanctioned contract, this non-hold agreement. But whatever, it was an alright match. Could have been a whole lot better though. I thought it was going to be a whole lot crazier. I thought they were going to fight up where the WrestleMania entrance ramp is. I thought they were going to fight up there or something, but they didn't go that far, but it was alright. It was a good no disqualification match. Next match we get, which was pretty creepy, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Like I said, it was pretty creepy, but something cool happened. You know when Bray hangs on the turnbuckles and hangs upside down with his hair just flowing? Yeah, first time he did that, the ring, just became illuminated with this picture of maggots. And the whole arena went dark, and it was just focused on that. I had never seen anything like that in my life. A few minutes later, it happened again, but this time it was worms. Bray was taking over at this point because Randy had the advantage up until that point. They fought on the outside. Randy found a way to hit an RKO out of nowhere on the outside of the ring. They fought a little bit longer. Bray hit a Sister Abigail that Randy kicked out of. A little bit more back and forth. And this time, Bray did that crab walk that he does in the middle of the ring. And a bunch of cockroaches showed up. So, the effects that they did for him, if he was possessed with the spirit of Sister Abigail, and, they just tried to do something pretty cool. This was pretty cool. But it was pretty much all for nothing. And it was funny because every time the pictures of the maggots or the worms popped up, the referee, if you look, got the fuck out the ring. He didn't want no parts of that. He was gone. He was done at that point. He got the hell out of that ring. So that was pretty funny. But Randy won the match, which really, really, really surprised me. They've been booking that he's infused with the spirit of Sister Abigail, and now he's 0-3 at WrestleMania. What was the point of this whole story? To build it up just for Randy to take the title and become the new WWE champion. I don't see the point, to be honest. What did Randy didn't need the title? Bray just got the title at Elimination Chamber. This was the last SmackDown pay-per-view before WrestleMania. This was 6 weeks ago. He just took the title off of Cena, then pinned Cena clean the very next night on SmackDown Live, and then he loses it in his next title defense? I don't understand that booking. I don't like it. No. I don't agree with that. I really don't. I felt like they could have did so much more. And the powers of Sister Abigail could have been something to be I don't even know what I'm trying to explain here. Randy didn't need the win. Bray needed it more than anything. He really did. He needed that win more than anything. He needed signature wins in his title run. Only thing he did was beat Cena in the rematch. That was the most he's done. Other than that, he beat Luke Harper once. He's only had one match after defending his title. He's had one match. And then the match after that, he loses his title to Randy Orton. Doesn't make sense. I don't know why they booked it. Let's get into the next match. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. Was it a good match? No. Was it a bad match? Not really. I wouldn't say it was a bad match. I didn't care about it. Didn't really care. Universal Championship match, and I didn't care. So, we get them all in the ring. We started off. Brock immediately grabs Goldberg. 3 suplexes. And he's hyped up. Yeah, I'm Brock Lesnar. I got him. You know, the whole Brock yell that he does or whatever the hell that was. So, yeah, I got the advantage on Goldberg. He celebrates, turns around, gets speared. Because Goldberg don't sell. He no-sold your 3 suplexes and speared you. Not only that, he gets him up and spears him again. Brock smartly rolls out the ring. Goldberg follows him, chases him down, and spears him through the barricade by the timekeeper's area. And it seemed like that barricade broke. Like, not in the way it was supposed to break. It seemed like it was really, really broken. Like, they went through that thing. You could just see the guy holding the title near the timekeeper's area. He was just clutching the title and just trying to get the hell out of the way of their carnage. So after that, they got into the ring. Goldberg threw him into the ring. Hit him with a jackhammer. Or went for a jackhammer. Brock countered with an F5 attempt. And Goldberg hit another fucking spear after countering that. And it turned into Spear City pretty much. Shout out to my friend Darion for that. It turned into Spear City is what he said. And after that, Goldberg hit the damn jackhammer finally, and Brock kicked out. Of course, at this point, and even before then, I knew Brock was going to win this. He kicked out of that, he's going to win. Goldberg went for another spear, because Spear City. Brock hopped over him. He leaped over Goldberg to avoid the spear, took him to Suplex City another 10 times, hit an F5, and it was all over. Goldberg has finally been beaten by Brock Lesnar. So Brock finally got one on Goldberg. He's not one up on Goldberg, but he got one over on Goldberg. Okay, I don't want to see them ever wrestle ever again. Can we just never see that match again? I'll be perfectly fine if they never do this ever again. We don't need to see it. I don't care about it. That should be it. Brock Lesnar is the new Universal Champion. Then we get the SmackDown Women's 6-Pack Challenge. Oh, man. All these women looked wonderful, by the way. I'll give them that. They all looked beautiful. They all looked wonderful. And, I want to say, take a look how far we've come from the Divas gimmick matches and the Lumberjill Battle Royals and the Lumberjill matches and all that shit to an actual women's wrestling match. But them not being on the pre-show definitely affected their time, which I kind of knew was coming. So they kind of didn't fight for that long. Sorry, I yawned a little bit because, like I said, I'm exhausted. 7 hours of WrestleMania takes a toll on you. So we get Alexa, who was more aggressive than usual because she's defending her title, of course. She was just smack-talking everybody in the ring. Becky, who looked like a damn Avatar from that movie, Avatar. She still looked fine, but she looked like a damn Avatar. Got her chance to shine a little bit. She was cleaning house. James Ellsworth tried to hit her with no chin music. Instead, he caught an exploder suplex. Alexa was staying on top of all the pinfalls that were happening because one pinfall and she loses her title. Natty tried to sharpshooter on Naomi, but instead attempted to do a double one with Naomi and Carmella together. It just turned out to look very, very sloppy, and it wasn't cinched. They should have probably practiced that a little bit more because it definitely wasn't pretty. Mickie James broke it up with the Mick kick, hit the Mick DT on Becky Lynch, getting her out the match. Carmella super kicked Mickie James. Alexa Bliss broke up the pinfall once again. She was staying on top of those pins, like I said. Then Naomi hit her with the rear view, and then dove to the outside of the ring onto all the other women wrestlers. She tried a dive inside the ring, but Alexa countered it. Naomi got her into this submission. I don't know what the hell this was. She pinned her arms down behind her back and was pulling her neck forward. It looked like it hurt like a son of a bitch. And Naomi is the new women's champion. I'm fine with this. This was a good decision. It was a culmination of her having to forfeit her title a few weeks ago on SmackDown, rehabbing that injury and being able to come back and win it on the grandest stage of all in her hometown. Her entrance was lit, by the way, literally. It was great. It was a great entrance. And, Naomi is fine. So, yeah, great. I wouldn't say great match. Decent match. The point was to get Naomi the title back. That point was accomplished. I'm not gonna say anything else about that. Good decision. So, before we get the main event, which I've been dreading talking about this whole review. If you guys have made it this far, please slap a like on the video. It'll definitely help out the channel. And comment down below, Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker. Just comment that if you guys have made it this far. I just want to see who's made it this far. I know it's a lot to type, but damn it, just type it. So before we get the main event, New Day come out and just pretty much say they broke the Citrus Bowl attendance record, which is 75,245. They thank the crowd, dance for a minute, then we get the main event. Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. Oh my God. By the way, this was the third straight main event for Roman Reigns. And Jim Ross called this match as well, as we all figured he would. It being the main event, we knew this was probably Undertaker's last match. So on their entrances, on Roman Reigns' entrance, because he came out first, they changed it to a no-holds-barred match out of nowhere. This was not a stipulation made on Raw. This just turned into a no-holds-barred match. Taker started off throwing Reigns out the ring, kept telling him it's his yard. He was proving that he still got it and was going through his whole moveset or whatever. Reigns coming at him from the outside of the ring and tried to hit him with a drive-by, but Taker hit him with a right hand instead. Then he started to undress one of the announce tables and chokeslammed him onto a non-exposed announce table. Then he exposed another one and hopped up onto that one, walked to the other one, and as he looked out to the crowd and looked back down at Reigns, by this time Reigns had hopped up and speared him, and they went through the other announce table in the very corner. I think it was the Spanish announce table, if I'm right. So many announce tables being broken, and so many tables being broken. So yeah, they went through the announce table. Reigns speared him with a devastating spear. It did look nasty. It looked like it hurt. So that was cool. And then he started working on Taker. They got back into the ring, and he was just in the corner with the punches while he was standing on the second rope and yelling at Taker that it was his yard, and it's always been his yard. Taker lifted him up and hit him with the last ride. This is when Taker introduced a chair to the match and started teeing off on Reigns until Reigns had to get out of the ring. He got back in, hit 2 Superman punches on Taker, but Taker chokeslammed him onto the chair he used earlier in the match. Then he got him up for a Tombstone Piledriver. Nailed it. Perfect. Tombstone Piledriver. It's all over. But Roman Reigns kicked out. He barely kicked out, but he kicked out. He got his shoulder up. Reigns came back after that, tried to overpower him, and it looked really bad because I think he tried to tombstone him or something. He tried to reverse it into a tombstone, but that wasn't working. He kept dropping him. So instead, he just hit him with another Superman punch. And Taker was down for a little bit after that. He just settled for that. And then he went for a spear. And he hit the spear. And as he went for the pin, Taker put him into the Hell's Gate. He put him in the Hell's Gate, the triangle chokehold submission. Reigns found the bottom rope, so Taker had to break it. He didn't sell the submission at all, by the way, because he was trying to get the hell out of it. Taker crawled to get that steel chair again. But Roman put his foot on it. Wouldn't let him get it. He started brutalizing Taker with chair shots to the back, and chair shots to the ribs or whatever. Taker finally got up, caught a spear, kicked out. Taker went to get up again. Reigns set up for the spear again, caught him once again. Taker kicked out one more time. He had a Superman punch, and at this point, it was just sad to watch, to be honest. It was really sad. I knew it was done. Taker wasn't defending himself at all. He was just taking these moves. All he was doing was kicking out. And Taker was slowly getting up. Reigns just came up to him and looked at him. Taker looked at him and was like, "You don't have the balls." He mouthed that, and I felt like I heard him say that. And as Taker got up, Reigns went into the ropes 3 times. He went front, back, front again. And on the rebound, bam! Hit him with a spear. Went to pin him. And he got the pinfall. And Roman Reigns has pinned The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And I think this is the last match for The Undertaker. I really think that. After Reigns left and all the pyro was done going off, Taker laid motionless into the ring. Then he used whatever power he had left. He sat up. They started showing replays. When they cut back to Taker, he was fully dressed in his hat and his jacket again. At this point, I really did know this was it. He looked over at the crowd for a couple minutes. They were saying, "Thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker." It's giving him, tremendous respect. And he started taking off his gear. Took off his gloves and took off his jacket, folded it up, put him next to him. And then he took off his hat, laid that on top. And I think this is the last match of the Undertaker. I think he's just riding off into the sunset. And I know the mood of the review just got really, really sad because that's how I feel about this. I never wanted to see this. This is my childhood. I've been watching since 96 or 98. And, I've always liked The Undertaker. I've always respected him. He's one of the greatest of all time. And same thing with Shawn. Same thing with Ric Flair. I didn't want to see it end. All good things must come to an end, though. And, yeah, he put all this gear in the middle of the ring. Was getting incredible pops all throughout. The crowd was cheering for him, saying thank you. And he went out, kissed his wife, Michelle McCool. Kissed her, which I've never seen him do, actually. I really haven't. I've never seen him do it. And he walked away, got to near the top of the entrance ramp, put his arm up after he looked back to the crowd and just was lowered. His entrance, he raised up from his platform, so I guess he went back to it, and they lowered him back into the ground. And that was it. That was the Undertaker riding off into the sunset. And, yeah, a lot of emotions going through my brain. Man, this is crazy to watch. That was WrestleMania 33. Overall, it was a good Mania. I can't lie. It was a very good Mania. Some matches underperformed. We got the surprise of the Hardys. That definitely made up for a lot. Owens and Jericho was good. Shane and AJ, freaking incredible. Neville and Aries, another incredible match. The Battle Royal, they could have kept that. Dean and Corbin could have did a whole lot more. They could have did a whole lot more with this women's championship match. Or both women's matches, really. But the SmackDown one was better. And it was 6 of them. Like I said, the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match was great. Every team did get a chance to show off or whatever. John Cena, Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice. I think that match could have been a whole lot better. But whatever. They did the proposal after the match. That was cool. The unsanctioned match did need to be unsanctioned. Bray and Randy had a pretty solid match, but the results of it were just stupid. I didn't care about Brock and Goldberg. And then Undertaker and Reigns, which was really a good match. I'm not gonna say it was a terrible match because I don't think it was. I don't think it was a terrible match. It was just hard to watch, really. And it's Roman's yard now. They're christening him as the top guy even more, and they gave him a win over the Undertaker, which is just so hard to watch. It was hard to watch when Brock beat the streak, and this was hard to watch tonight. But overall, I'm going to give this WrestleMania, with all the surprises and everything involved, the way the set looked, the commentary was pretty good. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't as annoying as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to give this WrestleMania a B+. Really a B+. I feel like it fell short of being an A by just a couple match outcomes, which I know is probably a little bit petty. Even JR added to it being a B+, so that was cool. Like I said, the set was beautiful. It had that long-ass ramp, which I know everybody was gassed after coming down that thing if they were walking. But yeah, B+ on WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys thought of WrestleMania down in the comments section below. What did you guys give it? What grade you guys would give it? I want to thank you guys for watching. I talked for a good 50 minutes in this video, so I hope you guys have stayed and listened to me ramble on about this for the whole time. Where does Roman Reigns go from here? Who knows? Will Brock Lesnar stay around to defend the Universal title? All these questions will be answered on the next episode of Monday Night Raw Z. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, Raw after Mania. I'm going to try to rest up, get some sleep. My voice is tired. I'm excited, mad, pissed, sad, angry, all of these emotions. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.